Hi, Carol Ann. Welcome back. It is diabolical. I said, good God, Lemon. Mind you, and I'm going to be bringing this up multiple times because it just occurred to me today. He could go on Ozempic. He could go on Zepbound. He could go on Wegovy. They have enough money and enough resources to put him on a glutide. You may not have been able to put Eugenia Cooney through treatment, her parents, right? But why are you not utilizing modern day treatments? I don't know if Chip is diabetic or not, but at his size, guys, he even looks old in the picture. He's only, he's not even 30. He's like 4 years younger than Eugenia. He's in his mid 20s. He looks like a 50-year-old dude who gave up in life. His hair, his head has gotten so big. His hair is not like his hairline's all fucked up. It's the fact that not only did they have money to treat her problems, they had money to treat his issues. But what do? They spend their money going to Disneyland every other month. And they're going for weeks at a time. He does look old and dirty. And do you guys remember back in the day, he used to wear like Rocawear because that was the only clothing that would fit him? Do you know he probably wears, I don't know men's sizes, but on a woman, that's like it's like a 3X. No, not even a 3X. It's like a 7X. Maybe an 8X. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I wear a 2X in women, so. Who knows? He may not care. He may not have ever been told his weight was a problem. We are talking about a family who let their grandmother break her hip multiple times. We're talking about a family who barely goes to the dentist. They barely go to a regular doctor. Apparently, they all have the same doctor. How do you treat a menopausal woman, an elderly woman, and a premenopausal woman? And then, like I mentioned in my post and the comments on my own video, where is the dad? Your son has tripled in size since high school, since college. Do you guys remember when he was going to that private college in California? When Eugenia Cooney and her family moved out to California, he wasn't that big. So after COVID, he blew up. And I'm not saying COVID caused it, because Chip is going to do whatever the fuck Chip does. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know how to do something, call for help. It's like parenting is like on the back burner for Deb. I don't know what's wrong with that woman, but what is the point in living in such a big house and having multiple homes and having all that money if you're not gonna, I don't know. And what's even crazier, and we've been saying it for years, how are they living that long? How do you have a 500-pound son make it to 30 and a 90, 85-pound daughter make it to 30? That is insane. Do you know how many calories you have to eat to maintain that weight or gain weight? Do you guys remember when I had a roommate who was 600 pounds? And I told you she would eat like 10 eggs in one sitting, scrambled eggs. In order for Chip to be like, okay, let's assume he's eating like at least 12,000 calories, not 1,200, 12,000 calories a day. And Eugenia's eating probably 10. And when I think back about the weird No, he is huge. If you saw, did you guys see both pictures? There's two pictures on TMZ. The second picture is of him from behind. And shout out to, I don't know who you are, but shout out to whoever was at Disneyland and took that picture. Did you guys notice too? I think she knew she was about to, like, this picture was about to blow up, because if you look at the picture, her eye is kind of like looking sideways, like, but she's turned this way. But you can't hide that. Like, Deb has such a specific profile, and so does Eugenia, and really so does Chip. And the video I was watching, they were like, I wasn't sure if that was Chip. That was Chip. Chocolate chip. Chocolate chunk chip. No, for real. Like, whoever got those photos, you were brave, because my God. And I know I shouldn't be like, you said you don't understand the height difference. Okay. No. Okay, so I'm going to explain this because people seem really confused about this. And I was like, why is nobody understanding? Whoever's taking the picture is taking it at an angle. If you're sitting like this, what's going to appear bigger? Whatever's closer to you, right? So they're at an angle, first of all. Chip is only taller than her sitting down because he's so big. If you've ever seen like My 600-Pound Life, the bigger you are, the more ass fat you have, or back fat. He's sitting on fat. They are the same height. Chip and Eugenia are the same exact height. She's a tall girl. He's a tall boy. He's just bigger. If you look at old pictures of them, even, I mean, she wears a lot of high-heeled shoes, so she could actually be, he could be taller. He could be 6 feet tall. But you have to remember, this is a 5'8", 5'9" girl wearing tall shoes all the time. Thank you, Carol Ann. If you look, yes, the second picture, if you look from the back, they are the same height. So she is sitting on no ass. You know, she has no ass. She's probably like this on the chair. He's like this on the chair from ass fat. He's just big. And from the looks of it, oh my God, his stomach. Before, he was, like I said, he was big before, but he was like just solid. Like, he looked like he probably could have been like an athlete, just a big ass athlete. But there's not 1 ounce of, except his legs are huge. Oh my God, he's a big fucking boy, dude. Even if you weren't the kind of person who overate, like, their genetics don't look like they would get that big. Eugenia looks like she should have been curvy. If you look at her pictures, unfortunately, of her less dressed, she has wide hips. She could get away with like being a curvy girl. He probably would have been, if he were height weight proportionate. It's just sad because honestly, they are not bad looking young people, but they have destroyed their bodies out of whatever. And a lot of people are like, what the hell is going on in that household? And we've been asking that for years, but now that picture said so much. That picture is probably going to be the summarization of her whole story. Yeah, she is a big girl. Like, I hate to say it, but she's anorexic, but she's a big girl. She could easily, I'll be honest with you, if Eugenia weighed what I weighed, she probably would still look pretty good. Because she's just not, I'm 5'4", right? Like, and I'm trying to, like, what the hell? So, trying to bend it and break it. This is me at 5'4". Okay. I'm a big girl. But I'm 5'4". 230. 235 on a bad day. Honestly, I probably weigh as much as Deb. She's just built different. You saw her at Disney? Interesting. I didn't know you ran into her. He does not, he may have autism, but I don't know if it's high functioning autism or what. He wanted to be an illustrator at Disney. So he went to a private college and did their cartoon program. I don't know what you call it, animation program. It didn't work out. I'm assuming. I don't know if he has a job anywhere else. Doesn't look like it. Because remember, when they got back from California, he basically bullied Eugenia into buying him a PlayStation 5. And she was stupid and got scammed online. But, oh yeah. And I've been saying that for years. Her hands have always freaked me out. Like, I'm 5'4". This is what my hand looks like. Okay. Very square, I mean, we're two totally different people, races, whatever. But she's a big girl. Her feet are small, though. Like, I've got bigger feet than her. Okay, I'm going to go back on some of these questions. But what kills me is like, and I knew, because I kept saying, why don't we ever see him anymore? I wonder if he's dead. Well, he's alive. I wish somebody had shown the date of that, like, posted the date. They should have. I know they probably got paid from TMZ for showing that photo, though. Like, I low-key am jealous. They got paid. That's the thing. A lot of people will post Eugenia on Instagram, but posting her on TMZ, you get paid. Yeah. I'm at the library. You guys, look how beautiful this library is. I want to show you real quick. This is like a proper library. I don't know how to get up there. Oh, there's stairs over there, but this is it's like a college library, like an old school college library. Scary. What was I saying? I know. And it smells like a library. You know, when you were a kid and you would go to the library and it smelled like a library. That's what it smells like. I just couldn't believe it when I saw that picture, and then just looking at the picture it almost looks like art. It looks like old school art, like an old school painting. And it says so much. You've got Deb, who's like zoned out. You've got Chip, who's like, I'm just here for the ride. And then you've got Eugenia. She looks pissed. She looks pissed she has to be there. She never looks happy at Disneyland unless she's recording, but she looks pissed. Because she knows she has to walk around that damn park. And I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, people used to say that if they saw them at Disneyland, Deb was in a scooter, a mobility scooter, and so was Chip. I'll be honest, I don't think he can fit those mobility scooters anymore. He looks too big. I don't know what the weight limit is on those. I know you can be like 300 pounds ish, maybe even more. My old roommate had one time, but that is incredible. And for those of you who weren't here earlier, my whole thing is, where's the dad? There's no way you're checked out of this situation. Like, that is fucking embarrassing. How do you work in finance? How do you take your family to events throughout the year and nobody's pulled you aside and said, hey? It's incredible to me to let somebody get to that point and they live under your roof. It's one thing if Eugenia and her brother were not in the house, if they were on their own and they were struggling as young adults, but that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Well, we know he drinks. So far, we've got an alcoholic, a pill popper, an anorexic, and a binge eater, all living under the same roof. And they go to Disney 500 times a year. You may not be able to solve alcoholism, but you can get rehab. You may not be able to cure the anorexia, but there's rehab. You may not be able to cure the binge eating disorder, but there are medications. One, I feel like when you're obese, it's easier to treat. Step one, lose weight. And I know that's a lot coming from me because I know it's hard. But it's not like he's been the same weight. He gained 200 pounds minimum. I wouldn't be surprised if they're divorced and it's been this like long secret. I don't have the financial ability to go check on that. Maybe if one of you is invested enough, you could go look and see if they're still married legally. I was able to find the paperwork where Eugenia signed the power of attorney over the house, right? I still, to this day, question why she was given power of attorney, or at least was a actually. I may stand corrected. I have to look again, but I think she has not power of attorney over Deb, but is a witness on the power of attorney. I think the dad might have power of attorney for the house. I don't know. But it blows my mind that they let. Like, what is Deb going to do? She could live another 10, 15 years. She could live another 20 years. Her mother lived to be, what, 95? 99? You remember? Yeah. If I had the money, I would go see if I would go find their everything. Honestly, everything. It doesn't make sense. And then what's worse is there's nothing holding them to live there. Both of them hypothetically could get jobs and move out and not deal with whatever is keeping them sick. But they're not. They're very comfortable. But what's funny is Eugenia's miserable, but she's comfortable. She is not. It's weird because she's not miserable enough in that situation to put her foot down and be like, I don't want to live like this. How can I be independent? Even when she had friends, they wanted her to come live with them. When you did not push people away, they wanted you to get out of that situation. I think what's worse is, didn't Jacqueline say, I don't know if she said much about the brother, but what I find sad is when they did have friends, I want to know from people. I would ask Jacqueline. If I could ask Jacqueline, I'd be like, did you ever see her brother? What did he do all day? Was he okay? Was there yelling matches? What was going on in that house? Obviously, nothing good because your son is 600 pounds. Your son is 600 pounds. Your daughter is 85 pounds, and y'all are at Disneyland. 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 The police are called to your house every other month, and you're at Disneyland with your 500-pound son and your anorexic daughter. I'm in the perfect section. We are going to go grab the DSMV and talk about these diagnoses. Now, this is an older one. It's from 2013. I love this library, by the way. Oh, I see it. I thought it said he escaped Azkaban. Okay, it's the DSMV. And then they've got Grey's Anatomy too. We might get some law books too. They got J.D. Powers and Associates. Check out the documentaries later. Guys, I just want to remind you that if you would like to help me with the research, you can send money to my Cash App. Okay, so obesity is not in the DSM-5 as a mental disorder. It results from long-term excessive energy intake relative to energy expenditure. But it is related to binge eating disorder. But it doesn't mean that if you have binge eating disorder, you will be obese. So we're going to read about this one. Pica is weird, but it happens. It's actually pretty common. I don't know why. We'll look at that later. So all these pages are about anorexia. Says most individuals with binge eating purging type of anorexia nervosa who binge eat also purge through self-induced vomiting or the misuse of laxatives, diuretics, or enemas. Now, there are 3 essential features of anorexia: persistent energy intake restriction, intense fear of gaining weight or becoming fat, or persistent behavior that interferes with weight gain. We're also going to look at the other issues they might have. I don't know. It's just so crazy to me. Some of these are weird. This came out in... Every time I read this one, I get upset. It just blows my mind. So this part was really interesting because if you guys remember, when she went to treatment, she was like, oh, they were surprised that my health wasn't as bad as it was. And it says here that these are the diagnostic markers. So these are things that you can, take a blood test and confirm with regards to the symptoms of anorexia. Leukopenia is common with the loss of all cell types, but usually with apparent lymphocytosis. Mild anemia can occur, as well as thrombocytopenia and rarely bleeding problems. Serum chemistry. Dehydration may be reflected by an elevated blood urea nitrogen level. Hypercholesterolemia is common. That's interesting, isn't it? So you can have high cholesterol as an anorexic. Hepatic enzyme levels may be elevated, hypomagnesia, hypozincemia, which all means low. So low magnesium, low zinc, and low phosphates in the blood, and high amylasemia are observed occasionally. Self-induced vomiting may lead to metabolic alkalosis. Endocrine system. The serum thyroxine T4 levels are usually low. T3 decreased, and reverse T3 are elevated. Females have low serum estrogen levels, and males who are anorexic have low testosterone. It makes me wonder if perhaps he was in the background this whole time, going to Disney all these times, and we never saw him. But I feel like somebody would have taken a picture by then, right? We haven't seen Chip since he was in college in 2017 in a picture. There were like barely any pictures of him in California at the time, even from other people. Have you guys ever read Grey's Anatomy? Hi, Kate Panda. Welcome. We are talking about Eugenia. I don't know if you know, but somebody saw Eugenia at Disneyland, took a picture, and sent it to TMZ. And the two pictures were very, very telling. I might charge my other phone so I can show you, but please bear with me. I have a cracked phone, and I'm poor. So unplug one phone and put the other one on. We're just what the hell? Oh, that's a placenta. Oh my God. Y'all, that's a C-section. So I was basically saying that the pictures were very telling. You've got Eugenia, go to TMZ and check it out, or just look up Eugenia, Chip Cooney, Disney. It's their most recent photo. Nobody had permission to take it, by the way, so somebody snuck a photo of them on a rail. You've got Chip in the middle. All she said about Deb was that Deb was like controlling. Like basically, if you look at the video from back in the day after the Shane video, Jacqueline Glenn said that her mom controlled everything, when she got picked up, when she got dropped off, how long she could be out, and they had to get her away from the mom. Oh. Okay, so I think what you're referring to is when she basically said that when they did the 5150, Eugenia said that I can't go wherever you're trying to take me. My mother will have a heart attack. So it was kind of implied that Eugenia had been told throughout her life that if she left her mom had been telling her, like, you can't leave me, you can't leave me, I'll have a heart attack, I'll die. And she took that literally. Whether Deb meant that literally or not, we don't know. But Eugenia was not in enough of a right mind to make a decision as an adult to take what her mother said with a grain of salt. And because of her condition, it's affecting her independence. So that's what, if I recall, you can go back and watch that video. It's Jacqueline Glenn. It's still up. That's what I love about YouTube. YouTube's a big old, house of memories. There's SIM cards in this phone. I need another charger. I need another charger. Oh, God, nothing. Oh. Yeah. It's just crazy. So, by show of hands, who has seen the new picture that came out? If you were to put both pictures side by side, a picture of a random older picture of Eugenia and her brother and a picture now, you would see the incredible difference. You would see that this boy he's a man, young 20-year-old. How old does he look in that picture, y'all, to you personally? Does that look like somebody who went to college in the last 5 years and graduated high school in the last 10 years? Or does that look like a sleazy neckbeard that sits in the basement watching anime all day? He looks 45. He looks 50 years old. Look at his face. Look at his hair. Stringy, oily, long. And he's wearing Crocs. 500 pounds and he's not wearing tennis shoes. To be fair, every picture I've ever seen of him, he's never wearing shoes. Have you noticed that? He's always wearing flip-flops or sandals. No ankle support. And then you've got Eugenia, again, on the opposite spectrum, wearing 20-pound go-go boots, no matter what the weather is. You've got Eugenia dressing like both a toddler and an anime character, and you've got the brother who previously would wear rockaware. Whole family's Republican, by the way. Don't forget that. The whole family is Republican. Eugenia was more than happy to, run around on TikTok and praise President Trump and roll her eyes at people about it. I think that's just how that house came, that particular home. And I think her not knowing how to open that lock was probably because she never went outside. This girl was always live streaming, even in California. The house that they currently live in, I think somebody did say something about that. There was a live stream, I remember. And it's not that she couldn't unlock the door. It's that she wanted to go outside and look at the eclipse or something. I don't think they're that religious. I just think they're right-wing because they just are. But the fact that they're so right-wing that they don't see the irony in their own conditions And those Crocs are fighting for their lives. That's crazy too. Mind you, he can't even buy merch. He can't fit anything. They don't make Disney clothes for big people like that. Like to an extent, but not that big. And then a lot of people pointed out in the comments all over the internet about this particular picture. What do they do at Disney? Now we've seen Eugenia vlog. They go on baby rides. They go on sit down and spin around rides. They go on, it can't go up or down or left or right too fast. Years ago, probably like 2, Eugenia went to like a local fair with her mom, and she told them to get her off the ride because she cannot handle roller coasters. Deb was all game. Deb wanted to get on a roller coaster. Eugenia is afraid of roller coasters. I don't know if it's because of her condition or she just legitimately doesn't like them. This is just incredible. It's incredible that we know so much about her, that we can go back to like childhood because of her own testimony about her life all the way up till now, and nothing has changed. Their lives are not getting better. Their quality of life probably better than yours and mine. Like, let's be honest, if they want, they get. Like, I'm sure if Eugenia wanted to buy a baby, she could. I'm sure if Chip wanted to buy an Oculus, he could have it door dashed. I don't know. I also wonder what the dynamic is now that they're adults living in that house. Do they still live the exact same as when they were teenagers, but with like a couple more rights under her roof? Yeah, it is incredible. And it makes me wonder if being rich plays a role in morbidity more than the morbidity. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Poor people with anorexia they die faster. Poor people who do drugs, they die younger. Poor people who are obese, they die younger. You guys know from watching me that we've not only lost somebody in our own community who, was on my channel, but I personally lost my old roommate. One of them was anorexic and one of them was morbidly obese. Both had eating disorders. Both died 30 and younger. I don't think either of them reached 30. I think one was like 29, one was 27. Barely. And somehow, Eugenia and her brother survived. Her brother got fatter. Eugenia is the same weight, but still not gaining weight. And at the end of the day, no lesson will be learned from any of them. Like, Eugenia was problematic for how she presented herself, for sure. She didn't care that people wanted her to get better and cared about her well-being. And it backfired. And honestly, her losing TikTok is what she deserved. She ban evaded multiple times. And now a lawsuit against the company because of her is the first real consequence she's getting. Look, I got 2 of these, but I need another cord. I thought I had a cord in here. I don't ever be bringing shit I need with me. Like, oh my God. It's just crazy. And who'd have thunk that picture would bring me out of retirement? I thought, oh lordy, it's Jordy was going to say something. He probably has. I don't know. I'm going to go check his channel. It's crazy to see that though. Like, and then, oh, here's what I was saying earlier. So imagine having enough money to go to Disney, right? For 3 people. That's a lot of money. They've been lying about their money for years though. Like, I remember when her grandma was sick, I was like, why don't you get a nurse? Oh, that's too much money. So they let her die. But they had enough money to go to Disney. They always have enough money to go to Disney. Chip, okay, Eugenia is probably harder to treat, right? She already been to rehab. She's not going to get better. Chip could get better. You just have to limit what he eats. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a job. He lives under mommy. She could put him on Ozempic. She could be like, you're going to take this shot or I'm going to take away the internet. I wonder if him being that big affects the safety of everybody in that home. I've always thought this. It's been implied. Like a dude that big. Give me my chicken or I'll squish you, Eugenia. It's not funny, but that's how I imagine that going. Buy me a PlayStation 5 or I'll sit on your head. Pop her little brain down. God damn. Bruh. It don't make no fucking sense. It don't make no sense to get that big. I'll charge my phone. I don't know. I don't know what has been tried with her. Here's the thing. Once Eugenia graduated high school, I feel like a lot of energy went towards helping her with her career, modeling, buying all the necessary equipment to make content. Her mom was in a lot of her content. I was double thinking about what you said, wealth playing a part in better quality of life. How would we apply that theory to EC? Because all the benefits money bring to extend life don't apply to her. Okay, so you said, how would we apply that theory to EC? Because all the benefits money bring to extend life don't apply to her. And that's the weird juxtaposition with her, is that they're not utilizing their money to get better, but they're also not suffering like people who don't have money. So either they're just super duper, what's the word? Lucky, I guess, or there are, I'll put it like this. As somebody who has a chronic illness and is not med compliant, you could survive a long time being not med compliant if you don't have, like, I imagine if there's a big issue, they go to the hospital, it gets taken care of, go home. And they could do that over and over and over without getting real treatment for whatever's wrong. And because they have money, they don't have doctors bullying them about it, right? Like us poor people, we go to the doctor for a headache and they're like, lose weight. Hey, I have uterine fibroids. Oh, go lose weight and drink water. We get bullied into being healthier as a preventative medicine because we're poor. They don't have to, their family don't have to exercise prevention at all. Their safety net is their money, but also they're not utilizing that money to prevent anything. It's almost like they all want to die. They're living in such excess and gluttony and what's the word? Not gluttony. It's another word. It's like where it's a philosophy where you just live in excess. Help me, guys. It's where you like. It's a philosophy. I might need to go find a philosophy book real quick so I can explain. Um, okay, there's nihilism, which is like you believe that nothing matters. And then there's help me, guys, help me. What's the word? Help me. If you know anything about philosophy, please, I need the word. Um, y'all help me here. It's where you just consume. Like that's them though. They buy food, they buy toys, they experience the same fucking day over and over. I need to find the word. I need your help. I need to look it up. I don't want to leave my stuff here though. My phone's about to die too. I need a philosophy book real quick. Something ism. It's not sadism. What is it called? It's where you just consume. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? We're gonna find the word. I don't like leaving my stuff downstairs, but we're gonna find the word real quick. J100. What? Oh, it's confusing. No, it's a type of it's where you just consume. It's a philosophy. Like you just consume. Like you're a word. It's a word. It's not sadism. It's something else. Hedonism. Thank you. Thank you. Shit. It was pissing me off. Yeah, hedonism. No, that's not it. Is it? I think that might be it. We're going to look it up. But basically, something along that line. Thank you, though. Yeah, it's like she might have kidney failure. I don't know. The way she was. I think it is hedonism. I think you're right. I'm sorry. Thank you, Natalie. I was like going fucking crazy. Hedonism. Hold on. I think I've been. The problem with that term. Okay, yeah. So that's what I thought too. Hedonism is close, but not. Okay, not well. Okay. So this says that hedonism is the philosophical perspective that views pleasure as the highest good and the ultimate goal of human life. So kind of, it's related. Quantitative hedonism, there's 4 types, is more about how intense and how enduring the pleasure is, and the qualitative is the type of pleasure. I think hedonistic comes close. I think that's what I was trying to get at. But yeah, they live a life of like hedonism. Hold on. Philosophical perspectives. Something between that and probably another class of philosophy is like that's their life thing. That's their like MO. And what's crazy is like they want for nothing. The only thing they don't have is like an outside. No, they're not Epicureanists. I doubt. Hold on. My phone's recording me. Stupid phone. Philosophical. I think that might have been the word. Okay, here we go. I found a chart because this is pissing me off. Okay, there's past modernism, existentialism. Fuck, I don't know. Ugh. I need a philosophy book, and I don't know where to find one in this stupid library. It's not a stupid library. My phone died. Fuck. Okay, next time we come and do this, I'm going to be a little better researched, but basically, they live a life of excess. They hoard food and they hoard stuff and they hoard homes and they hoard money and then they blow it all on Disneyland like they're going to live forever, but they know they're not going to live forever. So they just do this stuff because they know they're not going to live forever and they don't care. But their quality of life could be a little bit better if they weren't 10 pounds and 2,000 pounds. Like, it's incredible. And people in the Reddit were talking about their own stories of how, and on YouTube, of how that happened in their own life. And I really want to interview people like, how do you grow up in a home? Now, mind you, that kind of low key happened to me and my sister. Like, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but like, you have to remember my mother failed at parenting because of how I ended up and how my sister ended up. My younger sister is dead. And I have lifelong struggles psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and physically because of how my mother parented both of us. It just happened sooner for us than it did for them. I can't sit here and say that my mother was a good mother. Some kids are rough, but we both ended up in fucked up places because of each other and because of her. I want to talk more about this, but I got to let my phones charge and like get back to y'all. I want to go to another library later this weekend and get a laptop so I can stream and talk to you and then keep my phones off to the side. But we are going to come back to all of this. You know what I've been wondering? Do you think, or do you know, she knows that this got out on TMZ? Do you think anyone in her private life has messaged her and said anything? Do you think she cares? Do you think Chip's going to care? I might look into it. I am thinking about just switching back to AT&T at home. I just have to have $100. So if you guys want to help me get internet so we can like do this at my house, please consider donating to my Cash App. I need a laptop. I don't mind going to the library, but I need a laptop. But I definitely want to talk. I mean, there's not much more to go around about with this. It's just, it's weird that that picture low-key confirmed what me and probably quite a few other people have been thinking for years, is that he's bedbound. Like, I know they probably threw his fat ass on a plane because he loves Disney so much. I just have so many questions related to this. Like, has he been going? Have we just not seen him? Is he only showing up publicly now that Eugenia no longer can live stream? unanswered questions, but we can ponder. I'm going to get off here, charge my phone, get on the computer. I have a subreddit that I moderate, and because I've not been active in it, I'm not an active mod, but I'm trying to hire moderators. I hired 2 moderators for my Section 8 public housing subreddit. We've been having a lot of trolls, and the Reddit needs help. So lots of good resources there. If you or anyone you know needs help with information about Section 8 and public housing, which are programs in the United States run through HUD, the Housing and Urban Development, definitely go check that out on Reddit. I'm the main moderator, and there's a lot of good questions in there. There's landlords in there. I don't know if there's social workers in there, but there's people like me who have been through the system and can answer some questions about what we do know and the process, and give advice as much as we can, and share triumphs even. So I have to do a lot more work. I had to learn how to moderate on Reddit. It's my first time moderating a whole subreddit, and I've not been good at it. So I'm going to get off here. You guys leave comments. I'm going to try to keep this video up. But thank you for watching.